Kenya's central bank governor says emerging nations need to work together to strengthen trade cooperation. Governor Patrick Njoroge is concerned about the impact of a potential trade war between the United States and China. In the second part of an interview, the Washington Correspondent Daniel Ryntjes is also promoting a lot more East African integration.
Looking more regionally, the East African Community project of bringing together economic and trade fronts. With regards to monetary convergence, how's that going? It's a tricky thing to do, isn't it?
It's tricky, but I mean, everything that is good is generally tricky. So that's not, that doesn't dissuade us from our objective. But I think it has to be clear that we have made a lot of progress. One of the things that is quite clear is the payment system. We've integrated our payment system. So actually we do have a separate payment system in the East African Community region. And you can make transfers to somebody in another country. You say you're in Kenya and you want to transfer, you've bought things from a Ugandan supplier, and you can pay to that Ugandan supplier in Kenya shillings. So you can actually make the payments. You don't have to go through US dollars or any of these things. And we sort of in the back room make sure that the transactions are actually taking place. So I think this closeness is there. And frankly, even if you are an exporter or let's say a manufacturer that needs some inputs from Uganda, in effect because the thing is seamless, the transaction is seamless, you actually even assume it is the same way you assume that everything is working when you call somebody on your phone, on your mobile phone, and that person is in another country. There's been all sorts of connections that have been made from your phone to the local telephone network, to which may or may not be your network because you're from another place, and eventually the connection is made to somebody who may be in London at this moment, seamless from your perspective, quickly and indeed efficiently. So there are all those things that are happening. I just wanted to flag that one on the payment system, but I think the objective of having a common currency and indeed a unified monetary area is something that we are striving towards, but it has to be done incrementally and at a steady pace.
Just wanted to ask you one more broad question. There's a lot of people in the international community who are deeply concerned about what's going on at the White House, the potential for tariffs to be introduced, all of that anxiety. Do you think that's overblown, or do you think we should be very concerned at this point?
We are strong supporters of globalization. We've benefited from globalization. We know there are risks from globalization, and we in the low-income countries, or rather the developing nations, are much more acutely aware of that because we see the impact of it. But I think the point here is to work to strengthen our positions, and we are doing this in terms of working with the other trading partners. I mean, the other thing to watch, obviously, is the Brexit element as well, because we also need to make, these are big trading partners for us. So we need to be sure that our trading regime is still, let's say, strong and favorable to us in the near future, even as all those other, let's say, fights, wars take place. But we really hope that this will be something that will be short, or it doesn't end up becoming a big, fully blown war.